Well, hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to this Saturday training. This is for everyone. This is not only for just the brand new people that are excited and looking to make money. It's also people that have been here for a while. And if they're looking to get their business going and moving, and if it's not where they would like it to be, then this will also be very valuable information. It's also for anybody in between that just would like to understand the philosophy of how to make your business go even faster. Just real quick on my background, you may or may not know me, but my name is Guy Berlando. I live in Keystone, Colorado, where it is snowing right now on the 9th of November. Uh, I'd say I was in the military for over 20 years. I flew F-16 fighters during that time, retired as a lieutenant colonel, and then I stepped over and began flying with Southwest. I made it to captain there, but I retired 7 years early because of this amazing prosperity plan and the products that we have that truly work that Brad and Marcia Hager put together. I'm also the author of this best-selling book right there, Authentic Truth. The one next to it's Lifespan. That's the one from Dr. David Sinclair. And if you haven't gotten that, I encourage you to do that as well. That's on anti-aging. Um, but yeah, so we retired 7 years early, and this is really about what it is for you and what you're looking for. So it can really change your life. As you know, we have 5 people now, as of this date, that have earned $1 million or more here in Southwest, in CILI by design. So the possibilities are very real. What makes the difference between somebody that makes $1 million here, somebody makes a 500,000, somebody that's made $1,000 here? It's the same company, it's the same products, it's the same pay plan, right? So it comes down to, we're going to cover this a little bit, is the mindset, all right? And you, everybody comes here with different skill sets. And some of the people that have gone very fast, like Ikra, 74 years old and earned $1 million in like 2 years, she came with vast amounts of network marketing experience. She had huge leaders already. So when she got started, she was at a completely different point in her life than somebody that's 30 years old and diving into network marketing for the very first time. So one of the dangers, I will just throw this out, one of the dangers in this industry is we tend to compare ourselves to other success. One of the reasons why we will promote other successes is to show you what's possible, that this really does work. Now, the next part of this is trying to figure out how you can fit into it to make it work for you. And it can work for everybody. And the beauty that I love, and a little philosophy, the beauty I love about network marketing, it doesn't matter what your educational background is. It doesn't matter really what your age is, as long as you're 18 and legal to be doing this. It doesn't matter if you have a handicap, if you got a serious health challenge or something like that. It doesn't matter on your job occupation. What does matter is your desire. All right. Your burning white hot desire within you. And the more passion you're able to pour into this, the quicker your success is going to be as well. The larger your belief. I I I can remember many years ago, 15 plus 18 years ago or so, we were had a convention. Well, I wasn't. I was working. Well, it couldn't have been that long. Yeah, it was probably about that long because I was flying with Southwest. No, I wasn't. It was before I even got out of the military. Sorry, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but this is important to understand when we get to this part about mindset. I was still in the military, actually. And so I had to work very late on a Friday, and my wife flew ahead to this convention. I can't even remember where it was, somewhere in the country, and it was a success seminar with Brad Hager. And I show up into the room. They're doing the evening break, so they're getting ready for dinner or something like that. And I show up at the very end of his talk on that, and then the room breaks up. And I go up to Brad, and I said, Brad, I don't understand. And this is before I was working really close with him as well. I said, I don't understand. I mean, I believe in this company. I believe in this product. I've been pouring my heart out, and yet I just can't seem to get this thing going. And he looked at me and he goes, Guy, it's your belief. I'm like, wait a second. I just told you I believe in this company. I believe in the blah, 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 blah. He goes, no, it's your belief. It always comes down to belief. And so that's what I would also like to throw in there for you. In fact, why don't we just dive in? Because this is going to be huge. This is really under the subject of the mindset, but this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the overview, the mindset, your why, basic comp plan, action, duplication, VGOs. If the mindset is everything, all right? If your mind isn't right, your chances of success here, everything I talk about is going to be theory, all right? How do you take that theory and turn it into a money-making option for you is through your belief and your mindset. So I mean, that is something that probably happened, like I said, 18 years ago or so, maybe even longer now. And it really bothered me. I couldn't figure out what he was talking about. And then over the years, I do. And I know for a fact that every time my business is on a rise, it's going, because it's a roller coaster, right? But just like this arrow, and that's why I love this picture, you're going to have dips and valleys, but as long as you're trending upwards, that's a good thing, right? And I know whenever I get into a dip, I know my belief sinks because why isn't people doing what they're supposed to be doing? Why isn't anybody duplicating? Why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? Well, guess what? As Brad just talked about again on the founders call this past Wednesday, hold up the mirror and take a look because the speed of the leader is the speed of the group, right? So if my group is not moving as fast as I want it to, chances are something has changed in me. And oftentimes that is going to come back to the belief part of it all. So how do you build that belief? All right. You tap into the people that are already having success. And this brings me back to why I mentioned that in the very beginning is because if we promote people that are having the successes, it's not to compare yourself to them, it's to show you what's possible and to allow you to build the belief that if I can figure whatever it is that I may be missing, then I can also accelerate my business to the next level. Now, if you're brand new here, your belief is already there. All right. You just got started. You're excited. You know the product works, or you're excited about the technology behind the product, and you are ready to go. And that's who this training is really designed for. But understand, everybody can restart their business at any time. And whenever I do that, I say that what I tell myself, I say, this is my first day in my business and I am ready to go. All right. So if I'm talking to new prospects or something like that, and even though I've been here for a long time, I'm still saying, hey, today's the first day of my business and I'm really ready to explode. I am looking for people that want to run with me. And when you do that, you re-energize all that anchored feeling of when you first started. So I really encourage you guys and gals to dig deep. What is it that you're seeking from your CILI business? One of the biggest things, your why, right? I have shared in the past, and I'm going to share this story so that you can think of what it is for you. All right, because this is not about me, right? I've gotten to the success levels that I would like to. Of course, there's higher ones I want to get to, but Elke and I live a very comfortable life, and we're very thankful for everything. I appreciate everyone on our team. We're thankful for this amazing company, business, and pay plan. But what is your why? All right. Why are you doing this business? Because if you don't nail down your why, I'm telling you, then the belief starts to wither away. All right. So the why is going to drive everything to include your belief. Now, when we first ventured into network marketing, my goal was to exit the rat race. I wanted to retire when I was 55 years old, and I could not see a way on my current path in the military to be able to do that. Then I'm flying for Southwest, and I still couldn't see it, right? I knew that network marketing offered the promise of being able to exit that rat race with true security and financial freedom. I just needed to figure out how to make it go for myself. And that's what I want to share here with you as well. We were able to retire, and I made that pledge. Geez, I don't know. It was probably about 40 or so when I did that, 35, somewhere in that area. And at 57, so I missed it by 2 years, but at 57, we were able to walk away from a job and retire up here in Keystone, Colorado. Now we get to live the life we want to. So I'm asking you to ask yourself, what is your why? And then write it down. Say it often, look at it every single day, morning, when you first wake up, evening, when you go to bed, along with affirmations. This isn't an affirmation training, but it's so, so important to nail down your why. Also, what are you willing to put into to make that why happen? All right. Are you willing to put in that 7 to 10 hours on a consistent basis? I'm a part of several different network marketing groups, and all of them, well, one of the top things they say to success is consistency. All right. I will put belief above that, but the belief is going to drive the consistency. Your why is going to drive that consistency. And tapping into that why over and over and over again is going to help you with that. But if you're really willing, and Brad talked about this on the founders call too. He goes, I'm not talking about doing this for 2 or 3 or 4 or 6 months or even a year. He's talking about consistency for 2 to 3 years of driving your purpose, your why into, nailing that thing down so hard so that nothing's going to stop you. Nothing's going to prevent you from going forward and building your business. And in 3 years, 2 to 3 years, your life can look completely different than it does at this moment right now. And you ask yourself, when you look at that why, what other plan do you have to be able to attain that goal? If your goal is to bring home your spouse from work and you need an extra $10,000 a month, if you're not doing network marketing, you found something else, great, but what is it? And is it a viable plan? Hope is not a strategy, right? Playing the stock market can be betting unless you're really a professional in it and you study it, right? Just like this, you got to study it. Bitcoin, yay, all-time high. Maybe you're making a run with that. But like the stock market and Bitcoin, it's going to rise and fall as well. Whereas when you build yourself a network marketing business, you are building a skill set that no one can take away from you. Even if that business fails for whatever reason, you can join another one, but you're going to join it at a different level, just like Ikara did. All right. And that is the point of bringing this whole thing full circle. So mindset, I cannot stress enough. So how do we make money fast? Finally, okay, we spent 12 minutes talking about mindset and the why, because it is that important, because everything else I'm going to share doesn't matter if you don't have that belief, you don't have the passion behind it to make it work. All right. This comp plan, pay plan, prosperity plan is based on duplication. It is not based on your efforts alone. If you're looking for that, then this may not be the best avenue for you. All right. Go get another job, get a higher paying job, whatever it is, because that's a job mindset. All right. Or become a professional investor or something along those lines in the stock market, study and make that your profession. This is a profession, and this profession is built around duplication. Duplicating what you know and what you understand and passing that along to the other fellow team members that you bring on is a core principle for any network marketing business to succeed. If your business is not duplicating, your chances of success here is not going to be as great. And what do I mean by that? You're excited. You bring some people on, teaching them how to do the same. Bring on fellow team members for themselves is your number one priority. It is not about going out and getting more recruits. All right. Now, if you're one of these people that can bring in a bunch of people fast, that's great. But if they're not already network marketing builders and most of them are brand new, don't leave them out high and dry. You've got to work with them. If you're bringing on people so fast that you cannot work with them, then they're not going to duplicate. If you're not plugging them into the system, they're not going to duplicate. You absolutely, absolutely have to work with your new people hand in hand, lock arms, and teach them what you know and work with them to get them their two people. All right. Duplication is key. Massive exposures, how you're going to do that. So if you bring on somebody that's even, let's just say they're a little timid, they don't have the best people skills in the world. How are you going to work with that individual? Now, you bring on somebody that's all flowery and full of life and talks to everybody. They're going to be coming at this with a different skill set, and they're going to be able to approach this a little bit differently. They're going to be easier to work with on the exposure part of this, than somebody that's a little bit shy and timid. But that doesn't mean you don't work with the shy and timid. One's maybe a little bit going to take a little bit less effort on your part. One's going to maybe take a little bit more effort on your part. But both people are very valuable and valuable to your business. And you want to help each, regardless of how they show up, be successful in this company with CILI by Design. All right. So, how do you work with somebody that's shy and timid? Maybe you do three-way calls with them. Don't just tell them to go out and invite people for a VGO or to a Sunday night webinar or to a product call. If they're shy and timid, they may not do it. Now, they have to be able to step out of that comfort zone. And maybe the way to do that is to get on the phone with them and say, okay, Sally, who's the most deepest, dearest friend that you have that you know would not hang up the phone on you if you call them? All right. I'm just giving you an idea. And you get on the phone with Sally, and you call Barb, and Sally's like, Barb, this is Guy, and he wants to have a conversation with you. I don't know. You can make it better than that, of course. But what I'm getting at is you want to help this person work into this. And then you make sure that Sally, the person you're doing this call with, is taking notes so she can start learning what you're saying, how you're saying it, and why you're saying it. Right. And when you say things, right? All that matters. All that's part of the art behind connecting people to network marketing in this business. All right. So you've got to discover a way to work with the and the timid, as well as the extrovert. All right. Because everybody is important. And the one thing you don't want to be doing, and what gives this industry a bad name, is people just signing people up and then leaving them out to figure it out for themselves. Please do not do that. If you're on my team, if you don't have the time to do it, let me know and I will work with them. Find somebody on your team that is willing to put in the effort to be able to work with the people that you took the time to share this with. Do not leave them out to high and dry. Use your support team, the system, and the tools. We've got lots of tools. We've got lots of videos. Our team has something called boards. I'm going to open that up to everybody so everybody can be a part of it. I'm going to show that to you here probably towards the end if I remember to do so. If not, write me or somebody on our team or somebody you know. You can get a hold of me through Facebook if we're not friends already, and I'll be happy to share with you the link to be able to get onto boards. All right. Lots of training videos like this. Detailed ones about our comp plan. We're not going to get into detail about that. Lots of how to talk to people, how to contact and invite, how to run a VGO, how to run a trade show, an expo, right? That goes back up to the massive exposure part. We've got lots of people. I know Danya and Tom and Angela and Deanne and Tammy. A lot of people out there are doing these Zeph are doing these markets and trade shows and stuff like that. Very powerful. We built our business in the very beginning through expos. That's how we got our massive exposure. So whatever it is for you, I encourage you to look at different avenues and utilize the system and tools. You've got your Hustle app on your phone, right? We've got lots of links, YouTube videos. I got a YouTube channel. Not everything I've got on boards everything on boards is not everything I have. The rest of it's all on the CILI Guy YouTube channel. So you can make note of that as well. But here's the bottom line. To make this prosperity plan work, you need a member on your left and a member on your right to get your team bonus going. That's where the duplication is going to happen. That's what's going to explode your business. All right. We talk about, if you've ever attended one of my Sunday webinars, Brad does not talk about this in his webinar that's recorded. That's old as well. It doesn't include the ageless information at all. So, but the reason to know of it and to listen to it is to hear his language, listen to how he says different things, when he says them, and why he says them. All right. I still go back and listen to that recording. It's in your Verb app, I believe, as well. You go back and listen to that recording over and over. In fact, I cut out the last 10 minutes of his close so that I could listen to his close over and over and over again. So lots of good training in there. But he does not talk about this in his presentation. I do. We used to in many in other companies in the past, but he didn't. He elected not to bring it into this one. I brought this in a couple of years ago. I believe it's really important because it is the essence of your business. If you can figure out this power of duplication, and there is a training on this in the Hustle app on your phone app that talks about the power of duplication. I've also done a training on the power of duplication. And basically what you're looking at, this is you getting your left team member and your right team member going as fast as possible. When I was, I guess I'm going to be going longer than 20 minutes. When I was in Europe with European leaders a couple of years ago, I was sitting down with Daniel's now wife and asking her, "What did you guys do? How are you doing?" She goes, "We just told the people to get there too, and then told them to get there too." And they basically did this exactly. And this is how Daniel was one of the first rising stars in all of CILI. I mean, truly rising stars. All right. He's built himself an amazing business. He's $1 million plus earner. He's probably around still a six-figure a monthly earner somewhere in that area. Duplication is the key. Don't worry about everything else. All right. If you can just laser focus, what do I need to do? Right. You get a brand new person started. What do I need to do to start making money? You don't need to show them the back office. You don't need to teach them the comp plan. You don't need any of that stuff. The only thing you want to help them do, get on the phone, invite for a VGO, which we'll talk about, get their two people, however you can help them get their two people, one on the left, one on the right. And I'm not going to get into strategy, but understand people that know each other, we tend to keep them on the same leg. So you might need to get 3, 4 people to have one on the left and one on the right. If you're bringing in all family members, they're all going down the left side, then you still need somebody to get that right side going. Okay. So I'm not going to get into the details of that. Person you're working with understands that, will make it happen for you. Your job as a brand new person is to get those first two people, left and right side, going so you can get your team commission going and you can start duplicating. Now you got two people that you can work with and help them go get two people. Even if they're not really interested in building the business, that's fine. Hey, Sally, I'm so happy and excited for you. You got started. Can I ask you a question? Do you know two people that may not, 2 or 4 or 5 people that may also benefit from this product and maybe, want to also buy it at wholesale? Whatever it takes, folks, get the duplication process started. Now, better is somebody that really wants to make money and wants to make it fast and ready to go now. And then we can teach them and help them really start promoting this and exposing the massive exposure and getting their two people going that way as well. Okay. The bottom line here is if each person just gets two people, in other words, this is, say, John, and John sponsors his two people, one on the left, one on the right. This is Sally over here. She sponsors one on the left, one on the right. And then this person is Kim, and Kim sponsors one on the left, one on the right. And this person is George, and George sponsors one on the left, one on the right. Okay. That's this duplication. And if you max this, or if you do this perfectly, in the first month, you got your two members. And this is just by month. It can go a lot faster than this, and people do it. But let's just say in the second month, this person and this person get their two people. That means you added 1, 2, 3, 4 new people to your business in the second month. Excuse me, in the second month, you have 6 people total in your downline. Excuse me. And then in the following month, you just added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 more people. You now have a total of 14 people in your business. It doesn't seem like it's going very fast. How am I going to get to $10,000 a month and I've only added 14 people in 3 months of work? All right. But look what starts to happen. This takes off exponentially. I mean, by the 6th month, in that 6th month alone, if everybody's just getting their two people, you just added 64 people to your business that month. And then the following month, 128. And the following month after that, 256. By your 10th month of everybody just getting two people, everybody's just doing a bottle of Swish a month. All right. You would be at 1,000 people. Now, our comp plan requires you to have as many people as you are going for rank. So if you're going for like a C10, then you would have to have personally sponsored 10 people, not just two. But understand in this process, by the time you're a C10, you will probably have exposed this to and have sponsored way more than 10 people. So that is never going to be an issue if you are what? Focused, putting your consistent 7 to 10 hours per week. You're revisiting your why often. You got that burning desire and you got the belief. All right. The belief that if each one of these people comes on and does the very bare minimum, they can also experience this kind of success, right? Looking at over $40,000 on a monthly basis in a year's time. And we have had plenty of people now do that. So we know the system works. This pay plan works. This pay plan pays out better than any other binary for sure, and probably any other product oriented comp plan in the entire industry. Brad just stated it again. He actually said it twice on the founders call that they're paying over 50% back to the field. And the average in the industry is somewhere between 38 to 42%. Folks, that's a lot of money. And that means the company is giving out over half the money that they're taking in back to us as the distributors. And that's what makes this thing go. All right. So if you do not have this chart, and I'm not going to go through this chart today. I have another training in our boards on this prosperity plan, goes through this chart in great detail, but I do encourage you to print it out. Where can you get this? All right. There's a couple different places. Let me go back. Didn't want to do that. Hold on a second. Can I get out of that? Yeah. There's a couple different places. If you go into your website right here, you go into Opportunity Prosperity Plan. Okay. It's going to give you an overview. There's this little 7-minute video right here, which is pretty darn good. And then it goes through a little bit of the overview of how you get paid. And then down here is the prosperity plan chart, and you can actually download it. All right, that's the easiest place to find it. You don't have to log in or anything. It's also in your back in your resources. You'll find it there. You can download your extended prosperity plan. It's got it for the different countries as well, your CILI membership options, how you can actually get started. So lots of great information there. All right. And what we're going to focus on in this is not anything to do on the top part. That's how much money you get paid. What we're going to focus on again is the rank qualifications, right? Because rank qualifications determines how much money you make from everything above that line. All right. So what we're concerned about is making rank. And so that is this bottom part of that chart. All right. So if you don't have it, I encourage you to print it out. I always, well, almost always got moved. I usually have one right here so I can pull it up and look at it when I'm on the phone with somebody and I'm trying to coach them to help get them to C3, C4, C5, whatever it might be. And so I have these numbers right here available to me, even though I know most of it by heart, especially you, and you're building up your team and you're trying to inspire your new members. Why is it important for them to get their first person on the left, first person on the right? Well, when they do, they become a C2. You cannot be a C2 without a person on your left side and a person on your right. To be a C2, you have to be team qualified. That means you have your minimum order, all right, which is 65 BV or 50 if you're on auto ship. And they have to be qualified. All right. The one on the left and one on the right. When you do that, you become a C2. The biggest thing you also want to monitor here, though, is they have to have 600 in volume. So let's say you did your 50 on auto ship. Person on your left side did 50 in auto ship. Person on your right side did 50 in auto ship. Well, 50, 50, and 50, that's $150, 150 BV. But you have to be 600 BV in order to be qualified. How do you get to the 600? All right. Maybe you bring on a networker pack. That's 450 in business volume right there. And then you bring on an intro or an intro pack is 125, right? That's 575. So if those people get started right there with a networker pack and an intro pack, and you've got yourself qualified, that's going to take you over 600. All right. Now, if you don't have that, then what you want to do to get to the 600, guess what? Help each of the people that you brought on your left side and right side, help them get to C2. All right. Help them bring some people on. Let's say it was whatever, Bob on your, let's see, this is going to be reversed. So I got to do this right side. All right. Maybe it's Bob on your right side. You get him two people started, maybe even at, the 65 BV, the consumer pack. All right. 65 and 65. It's another 130 towards this 600. And you do the same for Sally on your left side. That's another 130. That's another 260 on top of the 150. You can see how the volume starts to get there. Well, you're still not there yet. Let's help each of those two people get their two people. So you don't have to wait for month after month after month to do this. You can do this in a week. All right. And you're starting to build your team and you're getting yourself to 600. Now, some of those people come on and somewhere in there start coming on with pro packs and networker packs. Obviously, there's a lot more volume associated with that, right? 675 BV with just one pro pack. Heck, that's more than the requirement here for C2. So you could go from not even being qualified as a C2 at the beginning of the week to being a C4 by the end of the week, because you're helping each of those people duplicate, each of those people going out and getting just their two people, bringing on intra packs, network packs, pro packs, whatever it might be, even consumer packs. All that volume is adding up to help you become qualified. And then what? It's not about you, right? It's about these people, helping them become C2, C3, C4s. And as you do that, you naturally, as a natural course of action, by helping other people be successful, by helping other people become C2s and C3s, you will move up in rank. So if your business is stagnating, that means you're not helping enough people below you move rank. Period, end, dot. Again, hold up the mirror, right? So get everyone to C2 ASAP, all right? We just kind of talked about that. Get their person sponsored on the left and right. That's for everybody. C3, all right? That's going to give you this is from experience. This is not guaranteed money. I'm going to make that caveat. No income claims here at all. And this is not by the company. This is from me, from experience working with people. When you get to a solid C3, you're looking at probably about $1,000 a month. Who couldn't afford or who couldn't benefit from an extra $1,000 a month right now? All right. It was funny because on the news, they're talking about butter being $7, right? I mean, it's expensive out there right now. So who couldn't benefit from an extra $1,000 a month? So what do you want to do? You want to help 4 people get to C2 as a minimum. I mean, this is the maximum you would have to do. I mean, at the very minimum, this can happen a lot easier in what I'm trying to say. All right. But if you at least help 4 people get to C2, you have over 2,000 in volume. You have over 3 people. All right. And you're going to be a C2. Of course, you got to have the customers in here too. We're not going to get into all that today. C4, my guess is it's a solid $2,500 on a monthly basis. $250. No, it's more than 250. It's 500. It's over 500 bucks a week. Who couldn't afford that? I mean, benefit from that. All right. What are you looking at? C3, C3s. So if in your team, you help 3 people achieve the level of C3, that would be 6,000 in volume alone. All right. Not including all new signups and everything else that's going on. This could be a lot higher, but your chances of success now, again, are going to go up. 70%, we're not going to get into this. I've got other trainings on that. But just understand, if you're helping more than one person be successful here, this will never be an issue. This becomes an issue only if you're worried about just one person, that one person's taken off in your business. All right. When you get to C5, let's see, C5 here, you're looking at a solid 4,000 or more a month. All right. Not bad. And how do you get there? Help 3 people become C4s. Now look at what happens after this. To go from C5 to C6, you help 2 people become C5. To go from C6 to C7, you help 2 people go to C6. So each rank after this, it basically doubles in volume. Here it's a little bit different, all right, in the beginning stages. C4 is the first kind of leadership rank, but C5 is truly the first leadership rank. It's a triple in volume to get to C5. But once you hit C5, that means you've got a business, you've helped a lot of people, all right, make these earlier ranks, and you're really starting to grasp how to make this business go. And this is where it gets really exciting. Then you got C6 and you got C7, right? So 15 and 15 is 30, 30 and 30 is 60. You double the volume and you're going to start hitting these different ranks, 250 to 500, 500 to a million. And then again, here it's a little bit, not quite, doubled. And here it's a little bit more than doubled as well. It's tripled. So you can see C11 to C12 is a big jump. When you get to C12, you're looking, when you combine all the other bonuses and everything else going on, you're probably close to $1 million on a monthly basis. Definitely over 500,000. And I don't know about you, but an extra 500,000 a month would help with the bills. All right. So what to do first and how to, and the let's go sheet. So what do you actually do to get this thing going? We talked about exposures. Now the company has their own version of this, and they call it the what to do first sheet. This is what Brad Hager and we had used for years as variations of this for years to build our businesses. All right. Every time you get somebody started, you sit down and you go over this with them. And this is one way. Here's that recorded webinar as well. All right. Check out CILI.com. So that's one avenue to be able to use. Now, what we have done for our team, and you're more than welcome to use this or stick with the what to do first sheet from the company. That's fine. Whatever works for you. But this is what we came up with. This is our let's go sheet. And this is going to take me into boards. Oops. All right. This is the link. If you want it, I can just share it right here and you guys can all have it. In fact, I can put it into the chat. Boards. So if you don't have the link, there it is. And you can feel free to use it. This is for our team. We developed for our team, but I want everybody to be successful, whether you're a part of our team or not. All right. If you go into here and you go into this tab right here, it's got let's go. All right. This is where all the trainings are. I even got personal growth in here. Some great information here. We got promotional videos. Chat is not on. Danya's saying chat is not on. Oh, well, sorry. Thought it was. We'll have to work on that. Thank you, Danya. But all these trainings are in here as well. The trainings, I got the Saturday trainings. That's where the recording for this will go into, is the Saturday trainings. Sarah Smuz's trainings here, and then other ones as well. But what I wanted to talk about here is the Let's Go sheet. I've got a little video that walks you through it. But the Let's Go sheet itself, this is what we use for our team, for brand new people, when we personally get somebody started. Again, this is all about duplication. When we personally get somebody started, and why is it not coming up? I know why, because it doesn't work in Safari anymore. Hold on. And my computer, I don't know why it's, hold on. Let me do it this way. When we will personally sit down with somebody and go over that Let's Go sheet. Now, everything isn't important on that Let's Go sheet right off the bat when somebody's first getting started. Hopefully this is going to sign in. But the first few things are, all right, this is not working for me. All right, let me try something else. I apologize. I should have pre-tested this on my computer down here. I was working on the laptop. I'm just going to call it up through here. Hopefully you guys are finding this valuable. I am sorry the chat session isn't on. What we'll do for the questions is we will, I'll just, you raise your hand and I'll mute you when that comes to that time. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, let me blow it up a little bit for you. This last update on ours was 9 September. And as you can see, the number one step on here is to get the left and the right sides going. All right. Sponsor a person on your binary left side, sponsor a person on your binary right side. That's it, folks. If you don't get anything else out of this training, I want to harp on this and nail this, or foot stomp this. This is the most important part. And then we get into everything else. You got the hustle for the phone, the CRM, the phone app. You got the Telegram Messenger, how we do our communications, both for the company and the team. We have our boards app. We have CILI Lifestyle. What a great tool that is to be able to share and expose your business to other people that you're already friends with on the social media. We have in the first 28 days, you can earn both a retail fast start bonus and the business builder fast start bonus. I push the business builder fast start bonus because that is going to get the duplication process going. All right. So that's an extra $400. Maybe it's money that's driving people, $200 in product, $200 in cash. Maybe that'll happen. And then the VGO. All right. VGO is huge. It's so important. And then we got all the Saturday trainings and some other information there too. So that Let's Go sheet is really important. I highly encourage, if you're not using that with your new people and you're not duplicating, there's probably a good reason why. All right. So the duplication is just powerful to get your business going. And if you know the old telephone game, right? Where I say something, and by the 10th person, it's completely and there's so much information that's been dropped out, others been added that has nothing to do with what I originally said. Right? If you've never done this, it used to be really popular when I was a kid and stuff. We used to do this in live trainings. We'd stand up a whole bunch of people, bring them up on stage and doing this. And it's phenomenal to me how this information gets diluted as it passes on down. If you're not teaching your new people this, then they certainly are not teaching it to their new people. And by the time you get to 3 or 4 levels deep, nobody even knows what the Let's Go sheet is. So again, this all goes back to duplication. You sit down, you take the time to sit down and go over that sheet with them, at least the first 4 so bullet points. All right. And then you let them know, hey, when you start sponsoring, you're going to want to do this with your people as well. Again, going back to this, when you bring on a lot of people very quickly and they don't have a lot of experience in this industry, they don't know any of this information. And if you're not tapping them into trainings like this, you are literally leaving them out high and dry. Don't do that. Utilize the system that we have in place. It works if you work it. All right. The VGO. Folks, I cannot emphasize this enough. This truly is how Elke and I did it when we first got it started. We had a whole bunch of momentum because this business is built on momentum. Elke and I were both doing VGOs throughout the week. We had to have a calendar to deconflict. We were sometimes doing 2 or 3 of these a day for our new people because they were excited, right? They wanted to make money. If you're not instilling that excitement, then may not have the passion to do a VGO. Their excitement is going to come from the inspiration you can give them. All right. What are the advantages to doing a VGO? You don't have to be the expert. A brand new person that knows absolutely nothing. They're just excited and can invite 10, 20, 30 people onto a single webinar. And then they have somebody that does understand all the information, the expert, whether it's me or Angela or Elka or Danya, somebody along those lines that's really plugged in, has been doing these for a while. They can run the VGO for you. And you're sitting there guessing what? You're taking notes. So you can start learning this yourself and you can start doing the VGOs for your new people. All right. The quicker you get to sharing the plan, the better. But in the very beginning, when you don't know anything, it is actually one of the most powerful times in your entire business. Why? Because you don't know anything, right? So somebody asks you a question. Well, I don't know. That's why I'm having this VGO. So the expert could explain it to you. All right. That makes the invite so much easier. One of the dangers is the more you know, the more you like to talk about what you know. And it's like putting holes in the boat, right? And the boat sinks faster. The less you say, the better. And that's why in the very beginning, you are a powerhouse because you don't know anything. You invite them to the VGO, virtual grand opening, a home party virtually, and you let the expert explain it all to them. All right. And then afterwards, if a person's timid and shy, the person that hosted it can get on the phone with that timid and shy person and help bring those people on. Now, if the person's the extrovert, you can let them go have it and do it themselves. But there are some things you want to do. One of the very first things you do when you call the person back, what did you like best? How do you see yourself getting started? Okay. Those are 2 very basic questions you want to ask and then get them signed up. Don't talk them out of it. All right. It's called buying it back. And they say they're ready to go. You take down their information, put them in the system later. All right. So you don't have to be the expert. It's also very convenient. You don't have to get dressed up. You can be wearing PJ bottoms. I got jeans on, but you could be wearing PJ bottoms if you want, right? You don't have to leave the house. People are working really hard right now. The last thing they want to do after a day of meetings at the office is to get dressed back up and go back out to a hotel room to or a hotel conference center or something like that to listen and sit down for another meeting. When we had to do it that way, I'm telling you, it was a challenge. All right. This is so much easier. So take advantage of it. All you have to do is you don't even have to leave your home. You don't have to show up. You could be eating while you're doing this. All right. You've taken as many of the excuses out of the equation as possible. They don't have to get in a car and drive. They don't have to, spend hours away from the family and everything else. VGO is going to be just to call it an hour. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, but it's around an hour. Folks, it's so easy and convenient. You don't have to clean the house. Remember when we did those home parties? If you've ever been and done one of those, you did the home party, you had to clean the house, you had to get everything organized. Maybe you had some drinks and hors d'oeuvres afterwards, after the meeting. You don't have any of that. The cost is nothing. All right. It's also the most important thing is a way to leverage ourselves in this team. If you're to get on the phone and call 100 people and have to explain this 100 times, each time taking an hour, that's 100 hours of time. If you put 100 people or do 5 VGOs, 20 people each, and you cover 100 people, you've done what would have taken 100 hours in 5 hours. Folks, that's huge. So let's say you put 20 people, and that's the number we really recommend is 20 people. There's a reason for it. You get 20 people to show up for your VGO, your home grand opening, right? Launching your business. You get 20 people to show up. We share that in 1 hour's time. You just pack 20 hours worth of work into 1 hour. We maybe got 2, 4, 6 people started out of that. You got your two, you got your left and your right. And now you got people to work with. Out of those 4 or 6 people you got started, 2 of those are going to want to go fast. And those are the people you're going to key in on first to help them go get their 2 people, schedule their VGO, bring their each 20 people. So as you can see, you might think you just brought on 2 people, getting your left and your right going. But what you're missing is the people that they know and that they can bring on. And then when they bring on that next level of 4 people joining your business, how many people do they know? Again, this is not a job. This is entrepreneurship. This is thinking differently. The mindset needs to shift from this is all me to you working as a team. And the quicker you can grasp that shift in concept that this is a team sport, the faster your business is going to take off. All right. So we've got that leverage going for us. Generally, you're going to have a higher show rate. To get somebody to show up at the hotel room or to a house even for a home party, you got to work it a lot harder. I'm telling you, you got to put in a lot of value to get them to get in that car after a long day's work. You booked it 3, 4 days in advance and maybe even forgot about it, right? Because they've had such a bad week. And then you're hoping they're going to show up at the hotel. I mean, we used to have to invite 10 people, maybe 2 showed. All right. And you really had to do a lot of inviting when we did network marketing the old way. Now, the beauty of that old way is they were in person and they could look you in the eye, and there was a little bit more of that interaction and you had more of a conversation afterwards. The sign-up rate was really good. All right. We were pretty darn good at it. Virtually, that's where a lot of the work happens is after the meeting. All right. But your show rate can be very high if you put enough value into it. And what do I mean by that? So when we do a good invite, it's 3 topics. Again, I'm not going to get into detail on this. We got other trainings, but it's a sense of oh my God, big audacious value, a sense of urgency, and a takeaway, and if needed, a success story. That's the key ingredients to a good invite. And the very number one here is the value. All right. There's lots of ways to build the value. Again, I'm not going to get into all that because it's already going longer, way longer than I thought it would. But when you put a lot of value into it, they will show up for a VGO. What else do they have going on in their life that's more valuable in an hour of their time than to show them a way to exit the rat race, to get them out of their financial woes, to make an extra $10,000, $20,000 on a monthly basis? What are they going to otherwise do with that hour's worth of time? You can never get that hour's worth of time back. And it doesn't mean that it is going to change their life. But if they waste that hour doing something else, they won't know about this. And if you have that belief, that conviction, that passion on the phone with them when you're talking with them and not buying into their excuses, right? No, I don't care you're going to the baseball game. This is too valuable to miss. This can change your life. And you've had a conversation with them and you can go back to their why. Why would they even want to look at this in the first place, right? Again, we're not getting in all those details. But if you put in the value behind the VGO, behind why they need to show up for that 1 hour's worth of time, they will show up. All right. And then you put in the urgency, right? This has only happened one time. All right. I only got 10 slots left. Whatever you want to use, you're going to let another week go by. In real estate, it's location, location, location. In network marketing, it's position, position, position. I'd hate for somebody else to take your position. I'm just getting started with my business. I'm looking for the two key people that are looking to make money and looking to make it fast. Is that you? Am I talking to the right person? You got to have that belief and that conviction in this with the value and that sense of urgency. And then, like I did, threw in there was a takeaway, right? Do you want me to do you want somebody else to take your position? That's a takeaway. All right. So anyhow, there's a lot of ways to do it, but be yourself. All right. It's not complicated. It's not difficult. It's like inviting him over. You're having we're going to be doing a happy hour over here at our house. So we have pre-Christmas happy hour. We're already starting to invite for it. All right. Because we know people are busy, but we're putting a lot of value into it as well. And last year, I mean, we put out, I don't know, about 15 invites. We had like 22, 24 people. More people showed up than we even invited. So, and that's what can happen because these people that you're inviting, they can bring somebody along with them as well. All right. So, anyhow, enough on that. And it's non-confrontational. And that's what I was kind of alluding to at the end. You're not trying to convince anybody to be on that VGO, but you want to put the value there so they understand why it's important to them to be there rather than doing something else. Now, if they choose not to do it, that's their choice, but they can never come back to you and go, Guy, why didn't you tell me about this a year ago? All right. I see that you're retired. You're skiing every day. You're hiking every day. You're spending every day with Elka. You have no stress in your life. You're just living the life of your dreams. I could be doing that too now, but you never told me about it. They can never come back and say that to you if you've invited them to a VGO. All right. So I think that was it. Yep. So that is the end that I have. Let me call this up so I can see if anybody does have. I want to welcome everybody that's been joining us throughout this. I got 4 different phone numbers on here. I see Peggy is here. Phyllis, nice to see you. Pikais, I'm not sure how to say that. Sarah Lee is here. Charisse, some others as well. So, but if you have a question on any of this, I'll be happy to answer. But what we talked about was the mindset, right? First and foremost, the most important thing, the duplication, getting that duplication going. All right. And then teaching that down to the various people. And if you do that and you help enough people do the same thing that you just did, then you naturally, by a natural course of action, are going to start moving up through the rank. The only reason why you don't move up through the rank is you're not helping enough people below you move through the rank. All right. So I don't see anybody raising their hand. If you don't know how to do that, if you're on a phone or something like that, give you a few minutes. If you raise your hand, I can unmute you and allow you to talk. But if we don't have any questions on any of this, then we will just call it a good day. And I'm wishing everybody a great week. All right, Danya, thank you. I'm going to allow you to talk. So hopefully you can unmute yourself now.
Yeah, I believe I'm on, right?
Yes, you are.
Awesome. Well, you're not going to get away with us not getting off here by saying thank you. That was an amazing training, Guy, and more than what I had expected. And sure, hopefully that everybody else really appreciates it because you really did keep it basic, you know, and just really, if nothing else, planting the seed for somebody else to ask the question. And like you said, if they don't know, then we're not giving that information out. And if you don't mind, I just want to give just a couple of things that did come up
Sure.
at what you were saying. Is
Yeah.
number one, when you're talking about the belief in duplication, obviously we would love to be able to help and bring everybody on, but we can't want it more than them. So I love that you were talking about that why and that belief. And then the other thing that you were talking about in duplication, especially with that first week. And, our team goal is to get that person a paycheck within that first week. And if we can do that, that builds their belief and it is duplicatable. So I don't know if you just want to expand on
Yeah.
that or just what have you.
Oh, no, that is an excellent point. Thank you for bringing that up, Danya. One of the ways that we build the belief is getting a person a check in the very first week, just as Danya just said. I mean, it's the bottom line here. I said on our team call last week that I have been in this industry for over 20 years and I've seen a lot. All right. And I have seen a lot of people. I came here for the money. That's what got me fired up about network marketing. If the product worked, great, but I was here for the money. A lot of people will come here and tell you that they just want to help people. They just want to share this product because it helped them. Wonderful, fantastic. But I can tell you, if you get them a check on top of that, they're going to go, wow, what would happen if I really applied myself to this? So getting everybody a check in their very first week, whether they're looking to make money or not, is going to build and help towards building that belief system around what we have here. And it doesn't mean that they're going to stick around forever. People are going to come and go. Different things go on in different people's lives. What you don't want to do is take on their reasons why they moved on with their life and they're no longer doing CILI. It's their choice. You can't put yourself in control of how other people think, right? All you can do is maybe help influence for their why and why they would want to stay with CILI to build it. But there are going to be those that do see the value of what we have here, and they're going to stick it out, and they're going to build towards their future. And the more that you help them make money here, the chances are they're going to stick around and want to go further with you as well. So thank you very much for that, Donnie. Yep, help get a person to check in the first week. That is a very basic principle I did not cover. So thank you for mentioning that. Anybody else? Anything you would like to talk about? Got a couple minutes left. If not, then we'll go ahead and end it. Thank you very much, Donnie, for those kind words. I appreciate it. Oh, there's something here. What does this say? Charisse was able to write me a note. Great, Charisse. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I don't know how you did that. I think it was through the Q&A, but the chat's not working. I got to work on why that's not doing that. I thought I had it fixed. But anyhow, I'm wishing you all a great night, our day, weekend ahead. Go ahead and do something for your business this weekend. All right. We got the Sunday night webinar tomorrow night. Invite for that. All right. Have some fun with it. And if you are one of these people that's a little bit shy, just call a friend and say, hey, you know what? I'd love to have your opinion on this. I don't like that invite, but hey, whatever it takes to have a person invite so they can go through that exercise, the better. All right. I wish you all a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you on the Sunday night webinar and then the corporate call on Monday night as well. Wish you all a great one. Bye bye. Appreciate and love you all. Bye.